is up, wonderful people? Welcome back to another episode, and today we're going to discuss the CrossFit Games 2020 events 3, 4, 5, 6, not 7, but 3 through 6. So I made some early on predictions, not really early on predictions, but predictions from events 1 and 2, from there where athletes were going to go. And as it stands right now, starting with the ladies, Tia-Clair Toomey is going to advance to the top 5. Brooke Wells is most likely going to advance as she is 100 points clear of the person who is in 5th and 6th. So most likely she will advance, which I was very happy to see. An American potentially could get on the podium. Now we have Katrin Davidsdottir, who honestly I counted out after the first 2 events, thinking that I didn't expect her to do as well on the 1,000-meter row, where she took 4th. She did pretty solid on Diane, which I knew she'd be okay with. Handstands are pretty proficient. And you saw that on the handstand hold, where she won the event with a score of 2 minutes and 54 seconds on a freestanding handstand, which was quite impressive. And then she also did pretty well on Nasty Nancy, as she also took first place in that event. So the last 2 events, 5 and 6, Katrin Davidsdottir took first place, which is exactly what she needed to push herself into the top 5. Again, these were not the handstand hold, but Nasty Nancy, I knew she was going to be pretty solid at, and Awful Annie, which is the 7th event, I predict she will do very well. So I can see her advancing, but she has Amanda Barnhart, Carrie Pierce, and Cara Saunders in the hunt, and they were within striking distance if Katrin Davidsdottir has some breakdown in the event, which I don't expect her to. And Katrin has been training very hard, as I've been watching her and Cole Sager go after it the past couple weeks. I expect her to finish out pretty solid and finish within that top 5 with Tia-Clair Toomey, Brooke Wells. But looking at spots 4 through 6, it gets kind of tight. Haley Adams sitting with 409 points. I don't know how she's going to do at Annie. I know that her being 19 years old, the strength may not be there with those heavy cleans. But after watching her through the Mayhem team on YouTube, I think that she could clinch a spot. But we will see. In 5th is Kristen Holta with 389 points. I think that she can hold that spot. But again, Amanda Barnhart is pretty proficient with the barbell, so I could see her sneaking into the top 5 and kicking out either Haley or Kristen Holta and taking one of those spots for the top 5. Then we have Cara Saunders, who is a shorter athlete, where this event may help her. She's pretty proficient on the bar, so I could see her crushing this workout and sneaking into that top 5 and advancing to the ranch. Looking at the bottom of the ladder, we have Sarah Sigmundsdottir right now at 23rd, Samantha Briggs, just naming off some games athletes that we're more used to seeing at the top. And on the men's side, if we take a look, no surprise here, Matt Frazier sitting atop the leaderboard after having, 4 out of the 5 events have been top 4 finishes. And the 1,000-meter row was 8th place, so he's sitting clear of Noah Olson by 99 points. The only way Noah can catch him is if Matt does not compete in Awful Annie and Noah wins the event. Then we have Justin Medeiros in 3rd place, Samuel Quant in 4th, and Yonakoski in 5th, who I thought would make a charge at the leaderboard. And so looking at Awful Annie, the final event remaining, I think Matt Frazier will advance. Noah Olson is clear of 100 points of the 5th and 6th and 7th spot, so I think he is a clear shoo-in for the games at this point. Justin Medeiros, I think he will be consistent enough to not give up so much ground. He gets kicked out of the top 5, sitting there with almost 400 points. But then Samuel Quant and Yonakoski, they are in that spot where it could be questionable. Chandler Smith is tied with Yonakoski in 5th place with 358 points, so he can make that jump. Jeffrey Adler is also within striking distance, 6 points clear of that 5th place position. So it's going to come down to Awful Annie to distinguish who advances and who doesn't. But you also have BKG in there, who could have a stellar performance in Awful Annie, as he sits only 10 points behind Jeffrey Adler at 342 points total. So he's also within striking distance if he can get some distance between himself and the other guys who are ahead of him. So we could see something great. Also, Patrick Vellner and Baden Brown are right there. They're going to need a lot from Samuel Quant, Noah Olson, Justin Medeiros, and Yonakoski in order to advance, which is most likely unlikely to happen. But it's going to be a tight race to see who takes that 5th spot for the men's division as well as the female division. So yeah, keeping these episodes pretty short, clean, and clear cut. On the CrossFit Games is an exciting time. Not so exciting that we can't see things live, but it is nice to see on YouTube that we have these media productions of the CrossFit Games within these boxes. But seeing the highlights is cool. The leaderboard following along isn't as exciting as seeing it live, but it is something of substance to enjoy the CrossFit Games, and hopefully they release it at the end with the full workouts. But until then, I'll catch you guys next time, and thank you for tuning in for another episode.